Hello, my name is Nick Lush, and I'm applying for GLCU's Foundation for Financial Empowerment Scholarship for my upcoming MS work in Human Resource Management at Texas Tech University. I think I would be a great recipient for this award because the work that I'm pursuing will fund education that is required for me to be able to provide the best possible work experience that I can for my peers at Beatbox Beverages, as well as to lay a foundation for scaling our culture and inclusivity through the next phase of our business's growth. I came to HR late in my career. I'm turning 40 in a few days. But I found a great home for myself and my skill set in that field. And so I'm excited to invest in myself and invest in my future to be able to have a larger impact on those around me and to be successful in my career. But of course, any little bit helps with making that dream more affordable and more realistic for myself. I think along those lines, the way that GLCU can best benefit members my age or the community at large my age is that we have come of age during just a series of financial crises, and having grown up in a culture that didn't necessarily provide a great view into what financial responsibility looks like for people, with parents who by and large didn't like discussing money. And so as a result, a number of my friends and I really rely on each other and what we've learned for financial education. And I think credit union has an amazing opportunity to be able to fill a void there in stepping in and providing even more education than GLCU currently does to folks to understand how to get on their feet, how to feel stable, how to be able to afford a home, all that sort of stuff that kind of used to be somewhat taken for granted in terms of how people set themselves up for success and built a financial base for themselves to be able to grow from. I think on a related note, things that I would tell a younger version of myself, like I mentioned, it took me a while to find a career field that I felt was an actual career for me and something that I could invest in and pursue long term. I was definitely a student who came out of high school with no real meaningful idea of what my adulthood would look like from a professional standpoint, and didn't really have any more clarity than that moving into actually being in the workforce after my undergraduate work, other than having ruled a few things out. And so it took some exploring and moving between careers and moving between different job titles and functions to be able to find something that felt like a good long-term home for myself. But I think along the way, I put a lot of pressure on myself to make the right decision with each new decision. And I wish I would have given myself more time to be patient and to explore stuff without commitment, and to be undecided in college for longer, and realizing there's no shame or stigma attached to being undecided when you are a freshman or a sophomore in college. I think giving myself more of that space would have allowed me more opportunity to explore the things I was interested in, take on advice, play with things that may or may not have worked out, and not be concerned about whether or not that felt like a failure at the time. And I think that would have allowed me to not spin my wheels so much, to not waste time and credits in college on classes that I probably shouldn't have been taking in the first place, which slowed me down to even getting to my degree in the first place. And then in my professional career, I could have, not invested so much in trying to make something work that clearly wasn't working, and instead just move on and cut the cord and maybe get to where I am now a little bit faster. But one of the exciting things in being in learning and development and organizational development in HR is that with our younger employees, I have the opportunity to provide some of that guidance to younger versions of myself, and being able to take on this work in my master's program and potentially a doctorate down the road only allows me more opportunity to do that, which I'm excited about.